Okay, so welcome to this Indian head massage training video. So to begin, well, we're doing it on a massage chair today. And to begin, we're going to start with 3 breaths. So I'm just going to come beside my client, put one hand behind the heart and the sacrum, or just hands on the shoulders. And I'm going to invite Steve to take a nice deep breath. So breathing in. And breathing in, bring my hands around the rib cage. And another one, breathing in. And that's just soothing the nervous system, switching on the parasympathetic nervous system, especially if the client has been busy and stressed, just to unwind, to receive a nice relaxation. Okay, and then after that's our first move, so it's going to be our friction movement using the base of the palm, and we're going to go right and left in a C shape around the shoulder. So not too much pressure with this other hand, just to support. So it gets lots of blood flow happening, lots of heat happening in the muscles, and then changing sides. So for ladies, preferably bra off, because you're going to be heading to the bra line. So just a plain t-shirt is the best thing to ask your clients to wear. If you're doing it on a chair, a regular chair or a massage chair. So around the traps. I'm just going to soothe afterwards. Just grounding the energy out. Okay, and then we're going to come up into the neck area. And we're going to do some palm squeeze to the fingers. So palm squeeze to the fingers. I'll do that 3 times, and then I'll be bringing the fingers back to the palm. So we're going to go across the shoulder. So if we start at the base of the neck, I find this one easier skin on skin. And just to gliding my palm through the muscle fibers. So just make sure not to pinch. So I'm just waiting for the give through the muscle fibers. And my fingers are on the other side, creating like a stability point to draw the palm towards. And then I'm going to put my fingers in the other side of the neck, other side of the shoulder. And I'm going to squeeze. So now this base of the palm becomes the stability point. So I'm pressing that in and then taking the fingers back towards the palm. So it's like a kneading petrissage movement. And that's skin on skin, so no oil being used at the present time. And you can do that 3 times. So if somebody doesn't have a huge area, just even moving just a little bit. Moving through the traps as much as you can. Is that all right for you, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just communicating with your client, just checking in, just to make sure the pressure is all good, especially if you're concerned if it is getting a little bit pinchy. That's 3 times on that side. We'll do 3 times on the other. So I'm starting just inside the spine. So not putting any pressure on the spine, but dragging the trapezius muscles from the spine over across the shoulder. And back down again. Palm squeeze to the fingers. 1, 2, 3 little step downs. Keeping it on the muscles and not going out so far that it's in the shoulder joint. You can see that when I clamp down with the base of the palm, those fingers are rolling back towards the palm. The palm stays where it is. And then the same on the other way, the fingers stay where they are, and the palm squeezes and glides and rolls through the muscles to the fingers. Nice pressure, just not forcing it. And then last one, fingers coming back. So breaking up through the muscle tissue. Any tension, little areas, knots. Good. Okay. One I forgot. So after the C, I actually forgot to pop in the thumb walk. So we'll do this now. Not too much of a big deal. The sequence, as long as you remember to do them all at some stage. But this is going back to the back again. So on the massage chair you can come all the way down because you have that luxury. If you're just using a regular chair, just come to the bra line. And so I'm doing a little thumb walk, rocking side to side of each vertebrae and disc. So sinking in a bit deeper into those muscles. More erector spinae group as we sink down below the superficial traps and lats. And coming back up again. So that's either side of the spine. Come all the way up to the neck. And then for the third one, you can just do 2. There's also meridian lines that come just to the edge of the erector spinae group of muscles. So it's kind of a 45-degree pressure. So that's optional. You can do down the middle, or you can. So that's both of them, 2 thumbs together. So like squeezing towards each other, but at an angle. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I just need to get a pillow, something to support, and I'm going to make myself a little cushion. So you can either use a cushion at home, or if you have a pillowcase, you just wrap a towel around it, like so, and have that on the side. Okay, so Steve, I'm going to bring you up. So I'm just holding his shoulders. All good there? Good.
Yes.
Good, good, good. Okay. Yeah, you can let the arms hang low, hang down either side. That's good. Okay, so now we're going to come up onto the neck, so similar to what we're doing, but I'm going to get myself a nice little support with this right arm. So I'm going to find somewhere in the traps that I can press the elbow into and then grab the head with the hand and tilt over to the side. And so that opens up the neck for me. So it's the same idea. So it's going to be putting a little bit of pressure in here. So you just want to make sure it's comfortable for your client. Just a nice juicy spot. And it's the same idea. Palm to the fingers, fingers back to the palm. Palm to the fingers, palm to the fingers, and then fingers back to the palm. So fingers stay the same, but I'm allowing the palm roll around. And then fingers back to the palm. Last one, palm to the fingers. And so where I'm clamping is this sternocleidomastoid muscle from behind the ear down into the collarbone, that chunky muscle. So that's where I'm sinking my fingers into. Gliding over, and then fingers pulling over it back to the palm. Good, so that's one side. And a nice juicy spot for the other elbow. And then tilt. Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
Good. We'll do the other side. And just allow your own body to move as well. Help the rotation, so you're not getting over dependent on your own arm and shoulders. The more movement you can have in your own body, then the more your own blood flow and energy can flow more freely. That's our neck finished. So just make sure when you're coming up out of that you take the head up, you don't just pull the arm away, so nice and slowly. And you've got your person. Okay, and we're going to come down the arms. So you can either kneel, stand, we're just going to go around the arms, maybe I'll come up a little bit for this one. So So it's the same idea. Palms are going to squeeze to the fingers. Palms squeeze into the fingers. Just the upper arms and fingers squeezing back to the palms. If that's too much in your back, being up so high, then better to come down. If this is too uncomfortable, you could always get a stool. Use your palms and your thumbs. Good, once you've done that a few times, you can just sweep through the arms. Just encourage and all stress and tension to be swept down through the arms. And then taking the shoulders and making your way over to the other side. We're usually doing things in rounds of 3. So always looking after your own back and your own posture. So finding the right position for your body. Sweep. Your orangutan arms. Okay, so we'll do this one. So we're going to come on this inner bone, the ulna, and thumbs up to the ceiling and circle away from the neck. Just put some pressure on the traps. So you could do that one before the arms, maybe after the neck if you prefer. So you'll find your own way of sequencing that works for you. Depending on what you're doing, if you're using a chair or a massage chair. But just try to make sure, try to do it in a way that doesn't disturb your client or allows for the least disturbance. Okay, so I'm going to use this pillow as a support so that my client can drop in towards me. Yeah. Then we're going to start on the head. You all good there?
Yeah.
Feel supported?
Mm.
Good, good, good. All right, so now I'm going to use one hand as support on the head, and then the other hand we're going to do some friction movements. So now we're going to do these C friction movements around the ear. So again, it's just this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it is quite a quick movement. So we've done the back, the upper back especially. We've done the arms and the neck, and now up into the scalp. I'm just going to do it 3 times each side. And if you're right-handed, the left hand takes a little while to get used to. You can feel a bit clumsy in the beginning, or if you're left hand, it'll be the right hand. So just with practice, you get used to using both hands. That's why yoga is so handy, to balance out the body right and left. We're just making it a conscious choice to utilize both hands. Brushing your teeth, different things like that. Okay, so that's the first move. Second move is using this palm again, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So we're pressing into the scalp. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the scalp, I can feel the scalp under my palm, and it's moving. So it's not just over the hair. I feel the scalp. 1, 2, 3. So it's quite a exact movement. 3. And we're going to do 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Take the head with my other hand, support, and then come over. Same thing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm purposely looking to get the scalp moving to create some blood flow in the follicles. Some people can have very tight scalps if their job is very mental, they're in their heads a lot. So you might find that some scalps there's movements and some other scalps there's not a lot of movement. Covering the whole head as much as you can. 1, 2, 3.
How much movement in mine?
You're pretty good. You have a plastic face, don't you? For gurning. Okay, so that's 2 moves. So we've done the friction C around the ear, and then we've done the 1, 2, 3, moving the scalp underneath. Okay, and then in between each of those, you just want to soothe, just nice soothing strokes, just making sure one hand is supporting while the other hand is soothing. Steve has short hair, but especially if there's a lot of long hair, it can feel like it's really messed up. So it's nice just to have that soothing movement afterwards to make a sense of feeling calm in between the moves. Okay, so the next one is the hair pulling. So we're going to get in under the hair as much as possible. Again, I've got shorter hair here, so I'm going to go around the head. I'm getting my fingers in under, and then I'm squeezing palm towards fingers, knuckles. So grab hair, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So with a lot of longer hair, it's going to be a bit easier. So especially around the sides. It's getting a little bit tighter, but it's still possible, even if it's just a little bit. And obviously if you have somebody who's completely bald, it's going to be a bit tricky. Or sometimes people, some guys, they just have partial hair, so they might have a little bit of hair somewhere. So you could always do that. So even though Steve's hair is quite short, I'm just taking little bunches. So there's always a way, if you kind of be creative and adaptive.
So good, I wouldn't want to be bald.
Does that feel nice? Yeah. So normally if somebody had a lot of hair, I'd be doing more big movements and just pulling up, just like I can do at the top. I'd be doing it all over the hair. But for Steve, it's just these little, I'm just doing thumb and fingers, just little pulls. And just, the idea is to cover everywhere as much as you can. It's nice just to pull through the front as well. And then we'll do some soothing. And then we'll do a little rain dance. The tops of the fingers. You can do a little rain walk. Might just do a little walk. Or you might just do some top of the finger pressure and create just a little pattern around the head. pick it up again with a little rain dance. Okay, and then we'll do the soothing again. Okay, so this one we're going to do is thumbs, like a C opposite, and come down through the middle. Start at the top again. And third one. And then we'll soothe. And, oh, shampooing. Yeah, so we can do the shampooing, which is kind of like this, tops of the fingers. So one hand can support. And again, this time I'm doing circles, but I'm pressing on the scalp, and then the scalp, I'm moving the scalp in little circles. So just making sure it's a good pressure, but not, not too much pressure either. So you want to feel that scalp moving. It's not just pressing in, getting the scalp moving. Can you lean back into me a bit more, maybe?
Yeah.
Steve? Yeah. Yeah, so the client should feel like they can really lean back into you. You feel like I've got you?
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, and then changing sides. Make sure to cover the whole head. That shampooing one, and again we'll just do soothe. So one hand is always holding and the other hand is soothing, especially we're sitting up like this on the massage table when they're laying down. You don't have to worry too much about supporting. Okay, so we got one last one. So this one is index finger and the next finger. We're going to line them up and they're going to do the same thing as the palm did earlier. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you can take your time with that. We're going to do about 5 lines on each side. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So again, I can feel the scalp moving underneath my fingers. Okay, and I'm going to hold the other side. So you can continue across all the way down, or you can start at the side just above the ear. So it's up to you really, which makes more sense for you. As long as really you just cover the whole scalp. So 2 fingers back and forth. 1, 2, 3. 3. Just another opportunity to get that scalp moving, getting blood flow. Can help with hair growth, prevent graying. If the scalp is very tight, then the blood isn't flowing into the follicles. Do one last one, just make sure I've covered it. Pretty much in the middle. Okay, and soothing. So that's pretty much all of that. So what I'm going to do, Steve, I'm going to invite you just to lay down for just for a second, just for a little moment, just have a little rest in there just for a moment. While I fix up my support, because then I'm going to take you back up again to do the face. And because you're so tall, it's going to be very interesting for me to do your face. Okay, so I'm going to take you back up again. It just gives him a little rest. And me. That's okay. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Does I feel like it's enough? Okay, cool.
Yep.
So it's good if you can't see the face, just to familiarize yourself a little bit with the face. You can just do some nice soothing movements, get a sense of the shape of the face. Yeah. Back up here. So feel the brow here, and then I'm going to start just above the inner part of the brow with could be the index finger. So I'm going to do some nice circles. 1, 2, 3, and then the middle 1, 2, 3, up towards the brow. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go back in again. Find that little place where the brow is. Okay. Circle. Step back towards the hairline. About the middle. So just covering this area. And then I'm going to do, you could put 3 or 4 fingers on and do circles. Good. And I'm going to do some nice just up in between the eyebrows. Just some nice gliding up where we hold a lot of tension in between the brows. Okay. And then I'm going to feel the eye sockets. Get my index finger in underneath that bony part of the eye socket and up into there where is the sinus, a little pressure point for the sinus. My thumb is up the top, and so I'm pressing with my thumb down towards the index finger. I'm pressing with the index finger underneath the bone. And then I'm gliding along. So just take your time with this if you're just starting out till you get familiar. And you can bring it over to the temples. Some nice circles around those temples. Good, and then one hand lifts at a time, and then the other finger. So keep that connection. Again, I'm pressing up those little sinus pressure points. And then the thumb is rolling the skin towards the index finger over the eye socket. Just making sure it's not too pinchy. It is good pressure. You don't want it to be too pinchy either. Do you need to lean back into me a little bit more maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. There we go. Client getting very relaxed there. Are you enjoying yourself?
So good.
And then one more. Pressing the sinus underneath the socket. All the way to the corner and last on the temples. Nice circle. So I'm using 2 fingers on the temples. Depends if your fingers are big. If your hands are big, fingers are big, you might just use 1 or 2. Just get a sense. You'll feel that indentation around the temple. And yeah, don't overdo it either, because then it starts just to get sore. So I'm coming back to feeling the nose here. That's why it's good to close your eyes and get a sense of how things feel. And so I'm going to follow down either side of the nose, down to the cheekbone. So I'm following my index finger in underneath the cheekbone. Then pressure, getting in underneath that cheekbone, pressure and pressure. So little pressure points along there. And then just taking it out to the jaw, the TMJ. Just doing some nice circles. For some people there could be a lot of tension, so you just want to be a little bit careful around here. Just kind of feel your way around it. It can be nice and relaxing as well. Good, so I'm going to do that twice more. Found the nose, index finger, found around by the cheekbone, pressure, pressure, pressure. And again, just some nice circles at the jaw. And last one, pressure. So I'm looking to get in under that bone, a bit like the eye socket, and press up under the cheekbone. Good, and if you want, you can put some pressures on the chin. 2, 3, and then bring that all the way up to the ear. So then we're going to do with the ear. So let's start on the bottom of the ear, earlobe. So you can do some nice circles and then step up further, cover the earlobe. Some nice reflex points on the ears. And you can even just press a little lip on the outside. And again, come down to the earlobe, and this time just do a little squeeze, a little glide off. A little squeeze, glide off. Good. Okay, and then we're going to finish pretty much with some nice gliding along the face, some soothing gliding movements. So you can do from the chin. If you bring the palms together, just feel that nose and then just separate. Just nice and gliding, nice and soothing, and across the forehead, either side. Do that again. So I'm going to invite you just to lay down again. So just, take yourself forward, lay down. So our client is nice and relaxed. So what we're going to do to finish is just to help wake up and create a bit more invigoration, a bit more vibration, is a little bit of hacking. So you're just letting it fall from the wrists. So just do a little pounding. So this tapo tement. It just depends. You might not want to go too much into that. If somebody has headaches or migraine, that would just be a little bit too much vibration. So if somebody does have something like that, just do nice soothing movements. You can always finish with some soothing movements anyways. Good. So that's just a little wake up. I'm going to take you back one last time. And then we're going to balance the chakras, the energy centers. Okay, so I'm just going to do a last balancing on your energy centers. So my hands be on your body or just away from your body. Good. So we're going to start up for the crown and just holding the intention that all the chakras are balanced and aligned. You can visualize the colors, the violet for the crown, and coming down into the third eye, the indigo, balanced. You may feel some heat, some tingling, some cold around by the throat, sky blue, by the heart center. If you feel your person needs a bit of support, you can always put the hands on the body and then maybe take them off a little bit. Just depends on your person. Then we're going to come down to the solar plexus in yellow, so the heart in green, solar plexus in yellow, sacral orange, and the base red. And then just take it down all the way to the feet, grounding, just bringing the awareness of your client into their feet. Good. Okay, how you feeling?
That was really nice. So good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being my model. So then we leave them.
Question.
Yes?
Can you not do all the face stuff if I was sitting that way facing it, supported by the chair, and you stand behind? Is that possible?
That's not a bad idea.
You want to try?
Give it a go.
Because then you wouldn't have to...
Yeah, give it a go. Yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, okay.
Do the face that way. Okay, we have new developments here at Vibrant Wellness Academy today. Thanks to Steve Halligan here coming up with a new suggestion. So trust your common sense and new ideas and allow it all to evolve. I'm not doing your face again though. But yeah, you're right. That's not bad. Does that feel good for you? Lean down like that?
It's a bit kind of slouchy, I guess.
On the back, yeah.
I think it's because if you're a smaller person, it'd be okay.
Yeah.
But because the
You've got
headrest
a
is
line
low
back.
for me.
Yeah. Cool. So thank you from Vibrant Wellness Academy, Steve.
Oh, you're still doing video? Hi.
And Mary Jo.
How long are you
Tara
there?
behind the camera.
I don't know what was going on there.
Happy massaging!